Mixed martial arts is a combination of all the different martial arts you know of. Karate, judo, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, anything you want to put. It's all that combined into one sport. And basically it's two guys that come into it's in a cage, and basically they fight 3 rounds. If it's a title fight, it goes 5 rounds, but they're usually at the professional level 5-minute rounds, so it's a 15-minute fight. And it's judged kind of similar to boxing, where you get points for strikes and takedowns and submission attempts and so forth and so on. And at the end of those 3 rounds, they declare a winner.
It's you and your opponent. There's nobody else there. You don't have anybody else to fall back on. It's all what you've done up to leading to that point. Like other sports, you can have somebody else that can help you. Like you have a quarterback throwing you the ball or something. It's not only you. Here, it's all you. So it's a different kind of feeling because you feel like you accomplished it yourself.
First fight, that there's no matter how many times you've done other fights, when you get in the cage, it's going to be that the nerves still hit you. When we were younger, we used to wrestle, and he was always the better wrestler, and he always used to beat me up. And then I came back on leave one day, and we went, and I hadn't seen him. I surprised him, and I beat him up a little bit, and he was like, you know, seeing the power exchange and the brotherhood. So he's slowly catching back up. So I got to make sure I stay on my game.
When it's time to fight, it's time to go live. You know, a lot of the amateurs, that's their opportunity to get up against some of the competition and see what it's really like to actually get out there. So a lot of people say, yeah, I want to go fight, but you know, the first time they get punched in the face, you know, their whole attitude changes. For an amateur, it's more about the experience, and it's, you know, they have to pay for like their blood work, their equipment, their training. So there's not a lot of people handing them a lot of freebies. So it really takes a lot to get out there and, you know, first of all, something you're not familiar with and something you've never done before. Get out there in a huge area of people, you know, all the yelling and screaming that's going on. And no, they don't get paid for it. It's just more for themselves and their pride. And some of them plan on having professional careers, and some of them want to just get out there and try it.
MMA is pretty big in Central Ohio, and in the state of Ohio it's pretty big. There's been a lot of famous fighters that come out of not only Ohio but Central Ohio. Mark Coleman was a UFC champ. We currently have Matt Brown that's fighting out of Galloway, Ohio. Basically, wrestling doesn't have a professional league, but when MMA came along, that was kind of an outlet for all the top-level wrestlers to go make a living doing something they like to do, train, and basically wrestling is a fight with more rules than MMA, but still same one-on-one competition, you know, that I love.
Training here it sucks, man. It's kind of grinding. It's a wrestling-based gym, so you're always wrestling and you're always grappling. It's grinding, but it gets you in shape, you know. Your cardio stays high, so I don't ever have to worry about getting tired during a fight.
You act as you train, so most of the time you're gonna react. You know, you're not gonna think that you should put your hand in here and then put it here and then do it. You know, you have to have that muscle memory and go forward and just already act it. And then that only comes with practice.
It's come a long way with the rules. It's very regulated, sanctioned. Before, you know, when it wasn't regulated, you could have a guy off the street come in and fight, and you know, they didn't check his blood pressure, you know, nothing like that. I mean, you can imagine. Some of these guys have been drinking all day and want to go and fight. And that's the way it was. It was just people, whoever, you know, was at these shows basically could fight. And there was no medical staff on hand. You know, now there's a medical staff on hand in case something would go wrong. So there's a lot of different things that could go wrong. And it's good that it's sanctioned.
This is what I'm happy doing. This is what I wake up every day and want to do. This is what I watch on TV. This is what I want to get better at. I eat, sleep, breathe. I run in the morning, and this is my spot. This is my thing. Everybody has their niche, and this is mine. You can fight all day long, but when you're inside the cage and you got to talk to your coach through a fence, it's a lot different. But something that's not easy to explain.